We got to meet the president together.
Got to meet the president. Yes, that was a weird day.
President Obama, to be clear.
Yeah. So yeah, no, we didn't. We haven't met Trump yet. For some reason, he hasn't come to the coffee shop. I would have thought after Obama had gone there that he would want to, follow up and, just prove himself and that,
support a woman-owned small business.
Well, that actually might be why he hasn't been there. But the day Obama came to Parkville Coffee.
Oh God.
I think it started with you texting me. Well, from my perspective, it started differently from your perspective, but for me, you texted me and said, "Hey, you better get to work soon. The president's coming. This is not a joke. Or, this is not a drill." I can't remember, but I
knew that they had already started blocking off, streets and things that if you didn't start coming to work soon, you wouldn't be able to.
Right. Yeah. And so I thought that you were just being silly because he was on TV. He wasn't in Parkville, but, he was only probably 15 minutes away. But so I was pretty skeptical, but, just in case. And turns out you were right. I got there and they wouldn't let me in at first. And I was like, "Oh, please, I gotta shift. I gotta make this shift." Which looking back on, like, I wonder what they were thinking. Like, but yeah, he thought about it, and apparently it was a good answer because he left and then he came back and he let me in after frisking me like 3 times, and then I saw another guy and he patted me down, and then another guy, and so I finally got in. Like, it was like the length of like half a block of getting patted down like 5 or 6 or 7 times.
Right.
So I was very safe at that point.
Yeah.
So it was and there was a whole bunch of press in the building. Basically there were a handful of customers that they let stay, and then they started blocking off the roads. And
were you with us when they put us in the bathroom? They brought the bomb dogs.
Yeah, so they made everyone just go to the back. It's like, I mean, how many people was it? Like 100 people, maybe?
Oh gosh, yeah. They let whatever customers were in the shop at the time, they let stay, and then there were probably about 5 of us working, I would say.
Right.
And so I mean, maybe not 100. Maybe
felt like 100, like the heat of 100 human bodies just all gathered into one small, very small space next to the bathroom in the back. There's not really a big, large open space in this building.
Right.
And then they had the bomb sniffing dog come in, and he sniffed around, and lo and behold, there were no bombs. So we all went back to our stations, and we were just kind of waiting around for like what was it, like 20-30 minutes or something like that.
Right. They kept saying, on their headsets, like, "Oh, he's not coming. Too many people caught wind of this." And then they're like, "Yeah, he's coming. No, he's not. Yes, he is." And then he just walked around the corner.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, the little black car comes over and he steps out and very slowly just makes his way, is shaking hands with everyone, just kind of.
I think I literally turned to you guys and said, "He's a real human."
Yeah, yeah. That was kind of my main observation was how robotic is he?
Yeah.
And they seemed to hide it pretty well. He seemed to be, and I couldn't tell if he was a lizard person either. That was also something that wasn't really clear to me. He just seemed like a human.
Yeah.
But he bought coffee for everyone in the shop. A lot of regular customers were in there, and we had one in particular that tried to sell him a car.
Yeah.
And
he got a cup of iced tea.
Yeah. So he came to the counter. Ordered a black iced tea. I'll have a black iced tea. And then he kind of, I think he kind of talked with us and asked us like what we did, like what, other than work at a coffee shop, I guess. But
asked us about schooling and everything.
So real human being asking real questions, and firm handshake. Seemed pretty tall, taller than I expected, I guess. I don't know what I expected, really. I didn't expect to meet the president going to my noon shift.
Right.
But so you took the order, or someone else took I think maybe someone else took the order, but there were too many people behind the counter because they caught us kind of mid shift. So we all just kind of stood there and I think you poured the tea or something, and I was like, no, wait, Kristin, hold on. I'm going to pour the ice.
Yeah, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed because I was like, I'm going to make the drink. And I was like excited to pull espresso and like do stuff. And then he got the most easiest drink.
Yeah,
like
he got
poured tea from a pitcher into a cup.
In classic Obama fashion, he just ordered something really just boring and plain and non-controversial.
Right.
Just, an average guy, or maybe a secret, infiltrator to convert the whole nation to Sharia law. Yeah, one or the other. Who knows?
So you were getting ready to put the ice in there.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, I was excited. I was like, Kristin, hold on. Let me, I got this. This is my moment to shine. I'm going to put the ice in this drink. And I put a lot of ice in there, so much ice that I think the lid kind of barely fit on the cup.
Right, it was like overflowing the straw hole.
Yeah. So and then we just kind of gave him the drink in the straw, and then he puts the straw, and it just kind of spills instantly all over. I think he got it on his pants, and so that was funny. And
bus.
Yeah, and then so we're like, "How's the drink, Mr. President?" And he's like, "It's a pretty good iced tea, a little too much ice." And then you had to jump in and throw me under the bus, and it was Nathan. Nathan did it.
And then I just specifically remember him saying, "Oh, you should be on Congress blaming other people."
You guys sound just like Congress. And just a real knee bender. And so that was that, and then he just kind of walked away and went to some other shops around the little downtown area that the coffee shop's in, and as slowly as he arrived, he left. And so basically after that, it was like immediately, like I think like 5 minutes after his motorcade had left, we started getting customers walk again. It's like, is this like where he stood? Is this where Obama's shoes were standing? And we were like, no, it's like 2 inches to the left there. There you go. Right. Yeah, now you're standing on it. Do you feel different? Do you feel powerful?
This happened back in 2014, and I still get questions. And the top 2 questions that people ask coming in is, 1, how did he pay? I'm like, cash out of his wallet. And 2, what does he smell like? And I'm just like, I mean, I wasn't sniffing him when we shook hands, but
you weren't, because I definitely was.
What did he smell like, Nate?
BO.
That's funny.
No, I don't really remember that. I was just like, okay, so I'm gonna shake your hand, and I was just really fascinated by, like, you're a real person, you're not a robot.
He was definitely really genuine. I mean, it's his job to talk to people all day and act like he cares what you're saying, but when we talked to him, he was very genuine. He didn't look like somebody that was talking to you because there were cameras on him.
Right. Yeah, no,
cool.
We'd even had like other politicians and personalities come in occasionally to the coffee shop, and you could really, there's some people that come in, you can really tell, like, you are obviously a politician. You exude like your facial expression that you're making right now just seems very calculated and disconnecting. But for everything that's, there are policies that I didn't necessarily go along with, or some ways in which I was, from the left, kind of disappointed with Obama, and there were things, not a perfect president by any means, but like he was a really clean you know, like probably one of the most well-behaved people that have ever kind of held that office. And personally, from a one-on-one exchange, he was just, you know, a nice guy, and he really had that personality that that was really kind of authentic in person, and is hard to come by from someone in that field and that in that background.
Right. Just kind of a cool guy.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. It was a cool guy. Wanted to go hang out with him some more, but I don't think they would have let me. So that was that's our Obama story. Oh, I can't believe you're doing so good, and they had to talk about Obama.